They don't even argue anymore. Guess that means they've stopped listening. Pretty words, they say. Clever lines. It's so stupid that warnings only matter once they come true. I don't want applause. I just don't want to be wrong alone. Huh. Ashes? Someone must have passed away. Whoever you were, I hope you find peace. Wait, what is that? There's something there. Ashbound? What the hell? Where in the spider's nipple am I? Oh my god! What in the camel's hump is that? Please tell me I'm dreaming. Please tell me I'm dreaming. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. Oh shit. This is real.
Our tale resumes with the Ashbound, discovering a journal inside the missing druid's hut. As its pages are turned, the past begins to whisper. The missing druid wrote of strange discoveries, of an underground temple eerily familiar to ruins the Ashbound themselves had faced before. Deep within it, an orb had been found and claimed. An artifact that did not merely hold magic, but drew it in, infusing the very arcane currents around it into its wielder. But power once taken never goes unnoticed. The journal spoke of shadows soon after, cultist elves lurking deeper in the forest, watching, waiting. With unease settling in their chests, the Ashbound pressed onward, following the trail into the heart of the woods. There, the forest told its own story. Scattered among the roots and moss lay decomposed and skeletal remains, still clad in the same robes, bearing the same symbols as the cultists they had once defeated in the goblin caves. One body, upon closer inspection, carried more than decay. A note. It had been penned by one calling themselves High Voice Maltheris. It spoke plainly. Another orb had been found, and it was to be retrieved at all costs. But the warning that followed had chilled the air. A druid now stalked those woods, a hollow thing of bark and iron, a mockery of nature itself, a creature that could become a serious problem if not handled properly. At this, Firenze pieced together a grim possibility. A warforged druid. With danger mounting and uncertainty thick in the air, the Ashbound prepared themselves. Disguises were chosen. Adinyar had been dressed in cultist garb, hoping deception might succeed where force would fail. Deeper they went, until the forest split before them. A fork in the road, 3 paths, each choked with roots and shadow. From the soil itself, the ground had trembled. 3 plant-like beings rose, each blocking a path, their plant life forms shifting into humanoid figures. One by one, they introduced themselves. P. Isley, Artichoke, William O. Wisp. Then, without warning, they began to sing. A poem echoed through the trees.
Walk my path and the forest will lie. Shadows will shift, truth will bend, and only the sharp of thought will find the way.
Step down my road and blood shall flow. Fang and briar will test your might, and only the strong will see the dawn.
Choose my road and your heart will ache. Voices will tempt, sorrow will weigh, and only the steadfast spirit will endure.
The Ashbound quickly came to a shared conclusion. Each path before them represented a trial of intelligence, a trial of strength, and a trial of wisdom. The plant beings made it clear only one path could be chosen. Yet questions followed. The Ashbound pressed the creatures for answers, for guidance, for clarification. None came. Instead, the forest remained silent. Remembering items they had discovered earlier in the missing druid's hut, the party made a swift decision. They turned back, retracing their steps through the forest for nearly 30 minutes, returning to the hut to gather what they believed might aid them ahead. The vials of poisonous paradoxia, a book of puzzles and paradoxes, and notes detailing how to conjure elementals. Armed with these tools, they returned once more to the three diverging paths. Still uncertain, the Ashbound sought another solution. Poe conjured a small lizard, which the party quickly named Jitty. They asked the plant beings if scouting the paths might be allowed before making their choice. After some negotiation, the creatures agreed, but only one path could be scouted. The Ashbound chose the trial of strength. Jitty was sent forward into the forest, while Poe watched the world through the creature's eyes. The path soon gave way to a swamp. Through the mist, Jitty saw it, a massive plant creature, its red eyes glowing as they fixed upon him. The beast growled, then lunged. The vision went dark. Moments later, Poe's sight returned. Jitty had managed to dodge the first attack, but the creature growled again and struck once more, this time ending Jitty's short-lived life. The vision faded completely. With that grim discovery made, the Ashbound regrouped, knowing they would need to find another way to uncover what awaited them beyond the remaining paths. Not ready to provoke the plant beings further, Poe devised another plan. Under the pretense of stepping aside to relieve himself, Poe conjured a hawk and sent it skyward, hoping to scout the path of wisdom. The Ashbound named the bird Jitliang. The attempt was short-lived. William O'Wisp noticed the hawk almost immediately. With startling speed, the plant creature reached up, seized Jitliang from the air, and consumed it in full view of the party. The message was clear. Choosing not to antagonize the creatures any further, the Ashbound decided to proceed down what they believed to be the path of wisdom. As they passed, William O'Wisp recited his poem once more and wished them luck. Firenze, ever curious, asked how the hawk had tasted. There was no reply. Only after the party had begun walking away did William O'Wisp finally respond from behind them.
Scrumptious.
Deeper along the path, Poe conjured another hawk, once again named Jitliang, and sent it ahead to scout further. As the hawk flew onward, the forest opened to reveal a waterfall, mist drifting through the air. At the riverbank beside it sat a familiar figure, the same young man who had given the Ashbound a tarot reading at the Ember and Ash Tavern. Beside him lay the corpse of a plant creature. The man looked up, locking eyes with Jitliang, and grinned. "Dang you guys again, I was waiting for you." Poe attempted to steer Jitliang away, angling toward the final path, but the man warned against it, explaining that doing so might provoke the entire forest. With a wink he added, "Trust me, I think you guys are on the easy path. Just come forward, I think you've wasted enough fucking time." With that, the Ashbound pressed onward, following the path toward the waterfall, and toward the waiting stranger. Upon confronting the mysterious man they had met earlier at the tavern, the Ashbound finally learned his name. He introduced himself as Cade, but when questioned further he revealed little else, only that he was familiar with the occult, and that he was not from around here. Cade explained that the creature meant to oversee the trial had bored him, so he had killed it. In its place, he claimed to have prepared something better, something more rewarding. He asked who would like to go first. Firenze stepped forward. Cade asked Firenze if he remembered what he had said when his tarot card was first revealed. Firenze answered immediately. "No way, didn't expect that shit to line up so fucking well." Cade smiled, nodding as he confirmed that Firenze's tarot card truly embodied him. Then the world shifted. The waterfall and greenery vanished, replaced entirely by a vision. During Firenze's trial, he saw himself again in the moment he had tried to save the kobold. Cade asked if he regretted his choice, and whether he would make it again, even knowing where it had led him. Firenze said that he would, because it had been the right thing to do. His voice echoed through the vision. "I may be alone, but my light will burn bright enough to guide others." With that, Firenze passed his trial by embracing the Hermit Tarot card, gaining the Frenzied Flame ability. Though Firenze questioned the meaning, arguing that a hermit was meant to be alone, Cade corrected him. The hermit did not demand isolation, only introspection. Firenze had earned his power by accepting his solitude while still choosing to help others. Next came Adinyar. Cade asked if Adinyar remembered what he had said when his tarot card was revealed. Adinyar did not. despite it having been said only minutes earlier. Firenze sighed and answered for him. No way, didn't expect that shit to line up so fucking well. Cade grinned, stating that Adinyar's tarot embodied him as well. The scene shifted once more. During Adinyar's trial, he saw the aftermath of his past battles, his fallen rivals lying lifeless around him. Cade asked if he regretted his actions and whether he believed what he had done was just. Adinyar's answer was conflicted. He admitted that in the moment he had known what felt just, yet he also took responsibility for his actions, acknowledging that had another path existed, he would have taken it. His voice echoed through the vision. By truth I stand, by balance I strike. With that, Adinyar passed his trial by embracing the Justice Tarot card, gaining the Divine Justice ability. Then came Krusk. Cade asked if he remembered what he had said when his tarot card was revealed. Krusk did not respond. He simply looked at Firenze. Now visibly annoyed, Firenze snapped, "No way! Didn't expect that shit to line up so fucking well." Cade laughed and confirmed that Krusk's tarot embodied him as well. The world shifted again. During Krusk's trial, he stood once more within the Goliath temple, staring down at a bloodied version of himself lying on the stone floor. Cade asked whether Krusk believed he should have died that day. Krusk gruffly refused. Cade pointed out that survival had required change, that Krusk had endured only by becoming something different. He asked whether, when faced with death again, Krusk would choose to live, even if it meant changing who he once was. Krusk agreed. His voice echoed through the vision. Death is not the end of me. With that, Krusk passed his trial by embracing the Death Tarot card, gaining the rewritten rebirth ability. Finally came Poe. Before Cade could finish speaking, Poe openly admitted that he had not been paying attention and asked Firenze to repeat what had been said. Firenze, now at his wit's end, yelled, "Are you fucking kidding me? He said it 3 fucking times. It's no way. Didn't expect that shit to line up so fucking well." Cade burst into laughter, confirming that Poe's tarot embodied him as well. The scene shifted one final time. During Poe's trial, he saw himself lying bloodied and unconscious in a clearing, suspended between life and death. Cade asked whether Poe would still trust his intuition after being deceived and betrayed by those he had once worked for. He questioned whether Poe should trust that same intuition in his search for the missing druid, and what he would do if she was not who he expected her to be. Poe remained firm. He chose to trust his inner voice. His words echoed through the vision. The truth is never loud, only patient. With that, Poe passed his trial by embracing the High Priestess Tarot card, gaining the Moonlit Insight ability. When the trials were complete, Cade bid the Ashbound farewell and walked calmly into the forest, disappearing among the trees. Afterward, Firenze asked Krusk if he wished to speak about his trial. Krusk refused. The Ashbound pressed deeper into the forest until they reached the great banyan tree. As they approached, its massive trunk opened, revealing the missing druid within. She was a war-forged druid. She introduced herself as Maria. At first, she was startled by Adinyar's appearance, mistaking him for a cultist, though she was quickly relieved to learn the disguise had only been a precaution. Maria explained that she was a nomadic druid, unaware of her creator or purpose. She traveled from forest to forest, learning from druids across the land, yet always wondering whether she truly had a soul. Years ago, she discovered a dying Kenku child, Poe, beneath tangled roots. Broken and abandoned, he was barely alive. She brought him to her hut and cared for him in silence. Though he never woke, she protected him for 16 years, bound to him by a connection neither metal nor magic could fully explain. During that time, Maria uncovered a forgotten ruin and the relic within, the Fruit of God, an artifact that warped and magnified ambient magic. She studied it not for power, but to understand its danger. When the Triceldarine Ascendancy came to claim the relic, Maria led them away from her hut. Though she fought fiercely, she was mortally wounded. In her final act, she merged herself with the land, creating the enchanted forest. At its heart stood the great tree, her final form, holding both the relic and her soul in stasis. As she answered the party's final questions, plant creatures emerged all around them. They did not attack. They only watched. Maria urged the Ashbound to take the orb, knowing the ascendancy would soon arrive. She warned them that doing so would end her life. Though the party searched for another way, they found none. Before surrendering the orb, Maria asked Poe if he believed she had a soul. Poe told her that he believed she did. Fulfilled, Maria placed the orb into his hands and passed away. As she faded, the plant creatures withered, and the great tree began to decay, collapsing into silence. Though tragic, the moment was strangely beautiful. Then the forest stirred. Elven cultists emerged from the trees surrounding the Ashbound. Their leader, a robed male elf with a scar on his face, stepped forward, clapping slowly as he thanked them for their efforts in locating the orb.